come over here.
I can't believe it. After 5 long years, it's finally time. Finally, development hell is over. Oh, the camera's rolling. hey guys, Text206 here, and welcome to the video I wanted to make over 5 years now. Almost 5 years at this point. And that is that the Legend of Tyranitartube Part 3 is now officially done development. It is done. 100% done. Nothing more is being added. It's completely done and is ready to be shipped. It's in my hand in this USB right now. And I can release it to the world. But I'm not going to do it. Because we all know what happened with Part 2. It was kind of a buggy mess on release. But this time, me and my friends are going to make sure that we clear through the game and bug test it as much as possible. To make sure that it's ready for its release date. And this is the set in stone release date. April 25th, 2026. You just got to wait till the end of the month. And you can get your hands and play this final part of the Fractured Timeline. Which I'll get into more later. We would release it today on the anniversary. But there's a big elephant in the room that comes out the next day. Why must you ruin everything I love? Wait, you made my game competitively valuable? Yeah, never mind, we cool. Oh, but Text, that comes out the next day. You can still release it the day before. No, because secret Australians exist with Australian accounts and get it a day early. So yeah, point invalid. Yeah, so this gives us more time to play test to make sure it's nice and polished and you can play it as smooth as possible with little to hopefully no bugs. I can't promise there won't be any bugs, but if there is no bugs on release, that would be great. But yeah, so there's also 2 things that are in the trailer that we didn't show before. Kind of want to keep them hidden and not show them to anyone and have you figure it out yourselves originally. But it took so long, I'm like, okay, I gotta give you guys something new to look forward to, right? Here's the 2 new things that you missed in this trailer, yeah. The first thing we're talking about is the Gaia Gang. They're getting new forms, so like Text, what are these cool new Mega Evolutions? Well, actually, they're not Mega Evolutions. They're Gaia forms. What's the difference, I hear you ask? Well, basically, Gaia forms are for Pokemon that were originally born in the Orctus region in the game Pokemon Gaia. Once they get to their final form, they have a chance to get their hidden ability, which is called a Gaia Gift, which they get activated in battle and transform into these brand new forms, which their base stats are basically the same, the base stat totals, but they're rearranged, basically min-maxing their stats. So for example, for Snug, he becomes a fairy and an additional dark type, because every time your Gaia Gift is activated, you gain an additional type. And along with that, you get an additional move along with that type. So, for example, for Snug, he gets Beat Up, which we changed in the game to hit all 6 times. Then you're probably wondering, well, what happens with Bell and Garp? They're already double types. What happens? They get replaced with a new type? No, they gain a 3rd type. If the Pokemon already had 2 types beforehand, they get a 3rd. For Garp, he's Fire, Fighting, and Flying. And Bell is Grass, Poison, and Fairy. And I'll let you figure out what their stats are and what Garp and Bell's Gaia move is when you play the game later this month. But here's the big main reason why it took so long. The new side mode of this game, Dream Jumpers. So much like Toad Part 2, with the Fallen Kingdom update being like a post-game like side story-esque thing, Dream Jumpers takes Part 3 and gives it its own side story. So with this game, it's like its own separate game mode. You go into somebody's dream world, and you have to go all the way to the bottom to figure out what's going on before it collapses in on itself. And you and the person's dream world also dies. So, and it is timed. You have to be within 35 minutes, but there is some events in the game for each sub-level that you can find to increase your time so you get more time to explore and find your way down. On top of that, you have to find dream energies to open up new and diverging paths to find the quickest path to the bottom. There's many diverging paths and many secrets to find, so I hope you enjoy this brand new game mode. It still has battles in it and all that, but the battles do have a twist in it, which you can find out when you play the game later in the month. I don't want to spoil everything about this game mode, okay? I want to leave some things up to interpretation. With that is the TLOTT Direct. This will be like the last one I'll do, because for TLOTT Deluxe, yes, that's still happening. That thing is not gonna need a TLOTT Direct. I wanted to make this little Direct mini because there's some stuff I wanted to go over with the new stuff, and also because the release trailer. So TLOTT Deluxe, basically, if you don't know what that is, it's basically gonna be all 3 parts merged into one. For right now, the first 3 separate parts, for parts 1 to 3, they are classified as the Fractured Timeline, and TLOTT Deluxe will be the complete timeline. The story's not going to change too much in Deluxe. It's just going to get, like, tuned up and make it more consistent throughout so you can play the entire game without downloading, like, another part, because that was just because of me being a dum-dum not knowing how to optimize files before. Now I know how to. We can merge them all 3 into one game now this time. There will be, like 2 new areas, technically, in Deluxe, so there's nothing too crazy, but the achievement system will come back, and there's actual rewards to do for the achievements. So, yeah, and some Pokemon will be there, too. I wonder what teammates might get them for rewards. Maybe something from the Divine Diamond variety? I don't know. You'll just have to wait until the Deluxe is out. And it won't be that long this time, I promise. Deluxe won't take this long, but I am going to take a nice long break, because I've been like on the grind to push this out for this year, and I'm so glad that it's finally being able to be released. And a few last things that I want to thank. First off, FicoIsHere for making some last minute tracks for the game. I really appreciate it, my guy. Thank you to Quicksilver Quinn for all the tracks that he made a long time ago when I initially said TLOTT Part 3 was going to release and it didn't happen. And the official Audrey remix will be released alongside the game, so get excited for that. On the 25th, on the TLOTT OST channel, we'll release the official remix of the battle versus Audrey for the Legend of Tyranitartube. So that's Quinn's magnum opus, bro. That track is just amazing. And I also want to thank OGLich, my bro, for also playtesting the game, even though he doesn't play as much Pokemon. So the fact that he's playtesting it enough and willing to playtest it is like great enough for me. So thank you, man. I really appreciate it. It's a big help. You're helping us speed up the process much more quicker. And with that, that's all I gotta say. So, thank you all for listening. This is the last TLOTT Direct. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you're excited for TLOTT Part 3, and I hope you enjoy your champions tomorrow. Anyway, have a good time gaming, guys. Peace out. Have an awesome day. See you all on TLOTT Part 3's release. Woo! It's done, it's done, it's done.